Hey YouTube guys and gals, got another drive vlog that I'm going to do this morning. This weekend, went out to see Jurassic World. It was more the wife's choice than it was mine. I would have probably rather had seen Entourage, but we all got to do what we have to do to make the lady at home happy. And these guys' brights are going. Now, I didn't hate the movie. Actually, I've liked pretty much every Jurassic Park. You can't obviously replace the original. Man, everybody's driving like with crazy headlights today. But anyway, there's a lot of buzz going on about how Jurassic World had a more of a Jurassic Park feel. And I think that was kind of the overall intent. It was a reboot of the original Jurassic Park. You can't really call it Jurassic Park 2 because they've already done that. So this one is named Jurassic World, and it's supposed to be the Jurassic Park for the next generation. And overall, I think that it was very entertaining. I haven't been to a movie like that. Well, I haven't been to very many movies recently anyway because of the kiddos. But it was a very entertaining movie. I've never seen a crowd get that into the movie. Maybe it was just the theater that I went to, but there was a lot of excitement for a lot of different scenes in this movie. But I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give a little spoilers warning here. If you don't like to know the details of the movies before you go into it, you might want to go ahead and hit stop now and check out one of my other videos. I'm going to say that there was a lot of similarities to Jurassic Park, and it felt like the overall theme and storyline kind of followed right in step with the original Jurassic Park, which was kind of disappointing for me. Everything about this movie was extremely predictable. While I found it entertaining and sometimes funny, there were a lot of connections drawn back to the Jurassic Park original film. I think that that's good. I think that that's cool, but it just wasn't fresh enough for me as a moviegoer. Now, I don't remember a whole lot about Jurassic Park. I could have probably watched the movie before I went and saw World and saw even more similarities, but just off of the top of my head, one of the sub-characters in one of the scenes is carrying around a book and is reading. I believe it's one of the main characters, like public assistant or whatever. She is holding a book which is named God Creates Dinosaurs, and that's going to be a nod to Dr. Ian Malcolm. That was his book that he was in the process, I can't remember this, I really should have watched the movie before, but he was either in the process of writing it or he did write it in the first film. So there's a nod to one of your old characters there. On the note of old characters, Dr. Wu is the only physical human being from the original movie that does reappear in this movie. Now that was kind of disappointing for me as well, because a lot of early reports that I had heard that there were absolutely no original characters in this film, and I thought that was going to be a really good thing, a full reboot, if you will. And when I saw Dr. Wu up there, it was kind of, I mean, it was cool, but it was kind of disappointing at the same time. Of course, his character has not changed much. He's still kind of the mad scientist type character that, you know, kind of declines that he is so, but he is ultimately the one behind the wheel that's driving all the genetics programs at the park again. Jake Johnson from The New Girl plays in Jurassic World as well. He's basically Samuel L. Jackson's character from Jurassic Park. He's one of the control board guys that sticks it out until the end, ultimately helps out the main characters by getting them either through a situation or literally helping them defeat the, we'll just say, villain, so I don't give away too many details, in Jurassic World. There is a point in the film that the two kids end up in an old bunker, and you recognize the entrance to this bunker it's from the original movie, and it ends up being the garage and storehouse from Jurassic Park. But the front doors of it, I'm kind of confused by this part because they don't show a whole lot of the lobby, and they actually move through that building rather quickly. But the front doors is actually the lobby to the original Jurassic Park, and they give a nod to the old film here by having the kids pick up a banner off of the floor, and it's the same banner that we see at the end of Jurassic Park that the T-Rex knocks down, and they end up balling up the banner and they're using it as a torch. So they make their way through this building pretty quick, and they end up in the garage area and get some supplies and get a new vehicle and this, that, and the other. We won't go into details again, but just did a little bit of a nod there to the old T-Rex. There's an identical vehicle in the Jurassic World film. This vehicle is a 1992 Jeep that you see in Jurassic Park. In Jurassic Park, it serves as like a staff vehicle to get to and from different areas of the park. In this film, Jurassic World, the Jeep is used as an escape vehicle and is found in a garage or a bunker, if you will, off of the main lobby. Now, talking about that T-Rex, I've read that the T-Rex that is seen in Jurassic World is in fact the old T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Now, the old T-Rex back in those days, all the dinosaurs that you saw up close were animatronics. There was very little CGI back in that day. Jurassic World felt like there was really no animatronics at all. Most everything was CGI, which, given movie technology these days, I wouldn't be surprised. That doesn't mean that they couldn't model the T-Rex in Jurassic World after the one in Jurassic Park, but I believe the overall theme is to make you believe that that is the same T-Rex that we see and know from Jurassic Park. We get a stomped foot into some snow at the very beginning. We're led to believe that this could be an entrance of a dinosaur straight from the beginning, but it's not. We're fooled a little bit here because it's actually just a pigeon that is bouncing around in some snow on the ground. Now, this is significant in two different ways from what I kind of gathered out of it. One, we get that big stomp, like thrill effect for the opening of the movie, and that kind of throws back to the T-Rex stomping into the ground in front of the explorers during the tour. The second homage to it is the fact that it's mentioned a couple times in the original Jurassic Park film that dinosaurs pay very close homage to birds. Obviously, with it being a pigeon, that's kind of tying those two together. There's also a part in the film where the children go out in one of the vehicles. In the new film here, it's like this futuristic spherical ball thing that is totally encompassed in glass. If you remember in the old Jurassic Park film, it was explorers that were decked out with, raised roofs and, the DVD on screen, this, that, and the other. But they put a little bit of a throwback here as well. The kids get into a situation, and I'm not really going to talk too much about what that situation is because it does tie into the main evil character of the film. But they get into a situation, and the animal that is coming after them starts pushing on the car or vehicle in Jurassic World, and it's kind of that throwback to the kids being stuck in the Explorer and the T-Rex pushing the glass through the top of the roof and trying to get at the kids there. So very, very similar there. The end of the film was also very similar to the original as well, in that the main characters are trying to make their final escape from the park. Ultimately, who comes to save the day? The T-Rex. Now, in Jurassic Park, the T-Rex pretty much inadvertently, I will say, it wasn't as played out as it was in Jurassic World, but the T-Rex ultimately does save the humans in Jurassic Park from the velociraptors that are inside the main lobby. Now, in Jurassic World, the T-Rex, I'm not going to say has the emotional bond between the main characters, but through communication through the velociraptors, is able to understand what needs to happen and ultimately helps the humans in the Jurassic World film survive and get away from the crumbling park that is out of control with their animal detainment. Some other little things, I mean, not really anything that totally throws back to the old films, but you get little nuances here and there. You get folks wearing Jurassic Park t-shirts or other different memorabilia. There's old devices and gadgets that are seen in some of the old buildings that get explored. There's a lot of running scenes through the fields with other dinosaurs that give you the same feel that you got out of Jurassic Park. There's a hurt dinosaur that you come across that kind of gave you the feel of the same scene. The circumstances were a little different in Jurassic World, but still kind of the same thing, that you get that dinosaur laying on the ground and that experience of the main characters being able to be right up and close and personal with the dinosaur and share an emotional bond with them, if you will. The little DNA cartoon character that we saw in Jurassic Park that gave the brief tour in the beginning of the film to tell you how the park runs and what they did there. We see him again in Jurassic World. Now he is a kiosk little exhibit in the main lobby, and he is talking to you once again about dinosaurs and DNA. And of course there's the music they kept from the same original script, and I don't blame them there. You know, everybody identifies with that, so that's kind of to be expected. But overall, like I said, I loved the movie. It was really good. It was cool to have that reboot of Jurassic Park, because honestly, Jurassic Park is a movie that has been sitting on my shelf for I don't know how many years. I haven't picked it back up. Probably the only time that I've seen Jurassic Park is if it comes on like TBS or something like that. Not saying that I wouldn't go see it again, given the opportunity. I just don't know that it was totally worth a $12 ticket and a $30 concession price tag. But I do get the diehard fans like my wife who absolutely wanted to see this movie and had to see it on the big screen. It does make for an experience. Anytime you see a movie in the big screen versus at home, there's a big difference. Not that you can't enjoy a movie at home, everybody has their own tastes, but there's something special about seeing a movie like that in theater with the surround sound, with the digital projection. It's cool. It really does make the movie pop a lot better. And for that, I am glad I went to go see the film. I'm glad that she wanted to go see the film. And I think you should check it out too. Anyway, that's my time. I'm getting ready to pull into the garage here. If you like this video, please definitely leave a like. It helps me out. And if you had any other comments or similarities that you saw between the two movies, definitely drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys had to say. And also consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. But until next time, it's just another day in the office for me.